The weather could not be better on a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon in Central Oregon. It's Game 2 of the series between your Bend Elks and the visiting Walla Walla Sweeps. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Aiden O'Neill. Thanks so much for joining us. Tough one last night for these Bend Elks. Dropped it 2-0 to Walla Walla. And it was a game where the Elks pitched their tails off. It started with Tyler Wood on the mound, who now, on the season, 15 strikeouts to no walks. You had Ortega come in, Figueroa, who I caught up with pregame, Robles after him, but the bats, they were just quiet. Only 4 hits for Bend, 3 timely errors, all coming from the debut of Rowan O'Connor at the hot corner. Put them behind the 8 ball, and they weren't able to recover. It's been the same finite miscues that have come back to haunt the Elks and put them in difficult situations. You've got to play clean baseball. That's objective number 1 today. And against a Walla Walla offense that has a whole lot of thunder. A guy that harmed those Elks was Peyton Knowles in that first series the Elks had towards the beginning of June. And he's back in the lineup after getting married. His first game back for the Sweets. In the leadoff spot, he'll be facing the tall righty, Trevor Kaiser. Kaiser looks in. Elks in their all-black pinstripes. And the first pitch of the ball game is called a strike at the base of the zone. We get started at 6:38. Peyton Knowles from Seattle University, an electrifying leadoff hitter, will take outside, and you see the numbers backing that up. Home run, 14 driven in, a 952 OPS. Kaiser winds on the 1-1, and Knowles is late. Walla Walla in their clean road gray uniforms tonight, the red accents, have been outstanding. 16-12 in year 1 under manager Leo Rivera. Cued to Kaiser, who fields his own position, flips on to first, and that's how this ball game gets started. 1-3 on the check swing putout. Bringing up Trevor T. T was in there a night ago. Walla Walla just 2 runs, as I mentioned in the open. But T was able to reach 3 times, coming from Colorado Mesa, year where he hit well over 300. Second year in Walla Walla. He taps that first one foul. He can do it all. Play a variety of positions. And a heck of a hitter, most importantly. 0-1. Called a strike by Reeves, right at the base of the zone at 90. Walla Walla's lineup tonight, similar to yesterday. Reeser, Kane, Young, Osborne, Buckley, Torres, Rogers. After these first 2 hitters. And Kaiser's breaking ball is away. Trevor Kaiser, the last time he threw was on June the 24th in an Elks 3-1 win, where he really threw the ball well. And he got T fanning at the breaking ball. Now the defense for the Elks on this Wednesday, July the 1st. Sisidko Gurney in center field. If that name sounds familiar, he was with the Elks last year, his first game back. Richie Klosik in right, Brady Pettit in Elks debut at the hot corner, Will Goodman at short, Salvione and Beck on the right side, and Nate Snakenborg doing the catching. This is Gage Reeser. Take a ball down and away. Walla Walla, a lot of important series wins that they've had over the past couple of weeks. Coming off the biggest of the bunch, 2 out of 3 against Wenatchee. 1-0 Sky to center. Welcome back, Gurney. Right in on the action in the first and makes the catch with ease. A 1-2-3 opening frame to the home half. Elks coming up after this. Home half of the first inning, Dmitry Sisidko leading it off for the Elks against the lefty, Nico Bavaro. First pitch, fastball, tapped back up the middle. Youngfields twirls and throws to first in time. A great play by Landon Young. Dmitry Sisidko this season has been a walking hit, leading the Elks in batting average. In that leadoff spot again. After him, it's Miller, Beck, Klosik. There's Brady Pettit and Wynn Gurney. Two Elks 2026 debuts. And Salvione, Snakenborg, and Goodman. An Elks offense that has been stagnant, looking for some electricity. And a guy like Jace Miller could be the one that could turn an offensive season around. Just a .429 OPS, pressing a little bit, coming off a year where he was the batting title champ in the entire WCL. Take a fastball for a strike. In tight on a ball. Also going on at the moment, Team USA versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. That changeup misses away. Team USA in the round of 32. We got it up here in the booth. Team USA on top 1-0 at the moment in the 78th minute. Christian Pulisic, Captain America, almost made it 2-0, but was just offside. Miller takes in tight, ball 4. So a walk for Bavaro, and the Elks have a base runner. Now the defense for Walla Walla: Rogers, Kane, Torres, T. Young, Reeser, Knowles, and Buckley. A lot of the same faces that we saw in night 1. Cam Beck, the hitter. Miller's back standing. Jace Miller. No stolen bases so far this summer, but will run. Go over to check on him again. He was leaning, but is back with a dive. Umpire out on the bases tonight is Taylor Schneider. Bryce Reeves beyond home plate. And the base coaches, they're back to what they've been doing at the start of the season. Diaz at first, Johnny Kemp at third. That pitch is grooved down the middle. A lot of that just has to do with some confusion yesterday with some substitutions and a bigger spot, and obviously being out there at third as the manager makes it tough to make those changes in the blink of an eye. Beck skies one to left center, giving chase is Kane. It's in the gap. Miller hits second and heads to third. Johnny Kemp's going to give him the wave. It might be a bang-bang play. Young's throw home, not in time on one hop. An RBI double for Cam Beck. 1-0 Elks. Cam Beck, 98 off the bat on a fastball that was down and away. And you see Johnny back there at third, immediately in the action, and a good slide by Jace Miller avoiding that tag. Ultra important for these Elks to start hot early, and now it's their RBI leader, Richie Klosik. Righty-heavy lineup tonight against the left-handed pitcher Bavaro. All 9 starters are right-handed. Klosik takes a changeup down and away. Team USA now. Free kick opportunity just outside of the box in the 81st minute. They score! Oh, they scored! Fastball tapped foul. Going crazy up here, incredible. A solo act for goal number 2. Wow, 2-1 to Klosik. Fastball misses up. I would recommend, if your household holds it, Elks on one TV, Team USA on the other, similar to what we're doing here. But I mean, perfection on that goal. Klosik takes up and away, ball 4. So Nico Bavaro really struggling to find the zone, and those season stats characterize it, especially with that whip. 189 it is, and ballooned a little bit after the tough start. Needing to limit those walks, which he's been unable to do. This is Brady Pettit. Take a fastball that misses up. One-0. Pettit skies it foul and out of play. Brady Pettit, his first game as a Bend Elk, and in that first at-bat gets to step up with a couple of runners on base. Was at St. Mary's College of California. Produced so many Bend Elks, like some Makoa Sniffen, Diego Castellanos, Malachi Beauchart's going there next year, and now BP, who's committed to San Diego State next year. Rocking the baby blue batting gloves. Pettit from Encinitas, California. Part of that incredible run when it came to St. Mary's upset in UCLA. 2 straight games in the Bruins' own regional. Pettit takes up on the breaking ball. Most importantly for Pettit, plays an ultra clean third base. So when that bat can come along for the ride, he becomes a very complete player. The 2-2. Grounded softly to T at third, goes to second for 1, throw to first, double play. And that will end the inning. So the Elks get 1 run in on the RBI double from Cam Beck. But in a chance to add on, Brady Pettit grounds into a 5-4-3 double play. We'll go to the second. Elks strike first on Bend Elks YouTube. Top half of the second inning here in Vince Genna Stadium. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. We're feeling good because Malik Tillman for Team USA knocks in a free kick goal just outside of the box, curved into the top left corner. Beautiful. And Team USA, we're in the 87th minute now, knocking on the door of moving on to the round of 16, which for Team USA men's national team felt pretty much out of reach when you started the World Cup. But favorable draw, playing outstanding. It all helps. Sam Kane skies one down the left field line. Sasidko gave it all he had, but it goes foul. There it is. Lifeless. As Sasidko, you're the only guy down there that can pick it up, so he does his job. Two nothing USA. Can't get over that. Sam Kane from the University of Nevada, Reno. Teammates with Elks catcher Nate Snakenborg. That fastball misses low, so I'm sure they've shared a moment already at the beginning of this game and throughout this West Coast League season. Kane has been good for these Walla Walla Sweets. He's tonight's K-Man. I'm still going. I'm not counting my chickens, but it's been fun. Slider misses down and away. Kane, Young, Osborne, 4, 5, and 6 this frame. Trevor Kaiser, the tall righty from Washington. He's been good and improved a whole lot. Fastball's popped up, fouling out of play. It's 2-2. A 4.05 ERA. And the stats tell the story that he's pitched through a lot of traffic with that 2.7 whip. All right. One away from the K-Man. Kane yanks it foul down the left field line. Sam Kane was in there last night, went 1 for 4 with a single. And a focal point of Leo Rivera's offense. Fouled away again. Kane not going down without a fight, and each time he continues to battle, the plot just thickens. We'll do the 2-2 again. Up and away. Full count. At the 90th minute now in the Team USA soccer match. 2-0. 10 minutes of stoppage time. Kaiser walked him. And crowd, they were feeling it. They wanted the discounted beer. We'll have to wait until hopefully next at bat. Digging in now is Landon Young. Young made that great play in the first inning out there at shortstop. Has been so reliable for these Walla Walla Sweets. He grounds this one though. Goodman ranging to his right. Long throw across his body. Got him. Kane moves up to second. And there's one out. Really good play though by Goodman to just get one even. And settle Kaiser back in. Brings up Troy Osborne. Had a big swing last night. 333 average, a homer, 9 driven in. Whole Walla Walla lineup showcasing a lot of depth so far this year. Swings through that one. Osborne doubled and then was out in the rest of his at-bats, but a 968 OPS because of that power, the ability to slug, do damage at any point. Fastball misses away. Osborne from the University of Portland. Go back in the state of Oregon from this, or for this matchup, was at Sacramento State. And from Grants Pass, Oregon, originally. Time is now called and a pitch clock violation on Trevor Kaiser. That's always a weird one because unlike at an MLB stadium where they have the clock displayed throughout the stadium, here in the West Coast League, it's really just word of mouth from the umpire if he feels like you're going too long. Fastball grounded, foul. And we obviously don't have a stopwatch up here either. Kaiser couldn't believe it. You see the look of shock on his face. Kane on second. We're only in the top of the second. Elks on top 1-0 after striking first. And Kaiser got him. Down and away on the breaking ball. His second punch out and a big second out. Looking back at that last outing, he really lived and thrived when it came to leaning on that off speed. And although the overarching stats don't showcase everything perfectly when it comes to his overall performance, I feel like that last outing against Ridgefield gave us a better judge. First pitch to Ethan Buckley's hit to right field. Going back is Klosik. And that will end the inning. Kaiser pitches through the leadoff walk. Klosik ends the frame. Home half after this. There's Wynn Gurney. First game back as a Bend Elk after being with the team in 2025. Happy to have you back, Wynn. Welcome back. Elks on top 1-0 heading to this bottom of the second. Gurney, Salvione, and Snakenborg almost getting the band back together in a way. You get Jace Miller back and Vinny Salvione a couple of weeks ago, and now here's Wynn. Swings through the first pitch. He sees all the power in the world. Ultra strong young player, just wrapped up his freshman year at LMU. Babaro's 0-1, a big breaking ball at 70. And it freezes Gurney where he can't get the bat off his shoulders. Gurney with a lot of power to the pull side. That's where he has the majority of his success. Kind of broke that bat. Soft grounder. Young at short. Coming in. Throw to first. What a play by Peyton Knowles. A pick lunging towards the outfield. Gurney thought he was safe. Yeah, he stayed on. That's an incredible play. Alan Cox is going to go chat with Taylor Schneider. Landon Young plays an ultra smooth short. Just a quick conversation. Schneider got that call right. And Peyton Knowles, who can be utilized as really a super utility guy, plays multiple positions. Looks smooth at first. Now Vinny Salvione. Vinny takes a strike on the outside corner. Just a .261 average for Salvione. 4 driven in. .624 OPS. Year 3 is an Elk. And Vinny laces one into left. It's down for a base hit. Rogers boots it, but Salvione was not sniffing 2 out of the box. Stay put and a good barrel.
Now batting for Bend, catcher number 44, Nate Snakenborg.
Bringing up Nate Snakenborg. Elks backstop. I mean, you look throughout this Elks lineup, the talent is absolutely there. But then you look at the averages and you look at the stats, and you wonder what has been going on. Snake, another one of those guys that is really, really talented, but the bat just hasn't followed through, and it's been a little unique. It's been peculiar, but all it takes is for just one guy. I mentioned that aircraft carrier last night to get going, and then the rest, they follow suit after that. They got Salvione picked off. Throw down a second, not in time. Vinny just kept on going. That's the read when you go first move on a lefty. You can't hesitate. And he's there. We'll see Vinny here. He goes first move as soon as Bavaro lifts the leg. And all Knowles has to do is step and throw, play catch with Young. But the one hop was enough for Salvione to sneak his hand in there. Team USA 20 seconds away from moving on to the round of 16. Face Belgium. Snake fouls it right back. It's an awesome moment, too, when you think about hosting the World Cup in your country. You got to come to play. You got to show the whole world who's boss in a way. And Team USA has done that and more. Outdoing expectations thus far. Snakenborg on the 1-2 will fly out to Kane in center and keep Salvione at second base. Balogun and Tillman, the 2 goal scorers for Team USA, but they're going to be without Flo Balogun against Belgium after the red card. And it's seismic. It's tough. Odds stacked against them for sure. Here's Will Goodman. 2 outs on second is Salvione. Elks looking to add on. Goodman. It's a fly ball to center and a good read by Sam Kane. Going all the way back, the high backhander is caught. That was 94 off the bat from Goodman, but the play is made. Nothing more after the single by Vinny Salvione. Will go to the third. It's 1-0 Elks.
Bosnia nothing. The United States win their first World Cup knockout round match since 2002. Go USA.
Top of the third inning. Elks on top 1-0. Shades of yesterday. This is Isaac Torres, who takes in tight. Jumps out of the way of a fastball. Torres, Rogers, and Knowles, 8, 9, and 1 in the order. And in between the innings, hitting the Macarena. It's simple instructions, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, when do you learn the Macarena first, do you think? I recall maybe first grade, first Macarena. Foul back. Take me home, country roads, echoing throughout Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara after Team USA advances to the knockout stage, their first time doing so since 2002. A special moment in this country. Same week as 4th of July. As Kaiser got Torres. 3 Ks already for Trevor. I mean, to think the World Cup, Team USA going to the round of 16 combined with the 250th anniversary of the country in the same week is pretty special. Cole Rogers, the batter. Round 1 to Pettit. 2 outs. Trevor Kaiser staying efficient. And Brady Pettit, when he first stepped up, I said, plays a clean third. This one relatively easy, but still a throw right on the money to Cam Beck. Back to the top of the order with Peyton Knowles. As the fastball is called a strike. I mean, yesterday we had Tyler Wood and Curtis Ellis go toe-to-toe, the 2 starting pitchers for both sides. And so far tonight, there's been shades of the same. And a lot of it is because these pitchers are filling up the zone early in counts, limiting those free passes. Keeping us moving. Knowles tapped one back to Kaiser in his first AB. Foul that away, 1-2. Made that outstanding play defensively on the picket first up the line. Slightly closed stance with that front toe. 1-2 with 2 outs. This is down. Knowles was at Gonzaga to start his college career and then made his way to Seattle University, where he's been outstanding. This last year was his best, a .350 average. Take high. OPS over 1,000, 6 homers, 35 driven in. And how about this? 34 walks to just 23 Ks. There's a walk. The second for Trevor Kaiser. Peyton Knowles is fabulous leadoff hitter. He's quintessential at that part of the order, and he gets Walla Walla's offensive third inning going. Still in awe over Team USA. We're going to keep beating a dead horse. I don't care. It's incredible to host it in your country, to move on, beat Bosnia and Herzegovina. Feels good. And although the 8 p.m. or the 5 p.m. kick, as T swings through it, 8 p.m. East Coast, was a bit frustrating because, you know, we got to work still. It ended up being perfect because we saw the Balogun goal in the first half. And then Tillman, right in between pitches, put it in the top left corner. Tried to do a little bit of play-by-play at the same time for y'all. Hope it was all right. 0-1. Check swing, but T barely attempted. He'll take high. Trevor T struck out in his first at-bat. Gave the Elks fits, though, in their series at the beginning of July. Swing and a miss. 1-2. This Walla Walla offense has been quiet so far this series, even though they won that series, or won game 1 against the Elks. Just 2 runs from this group. A team that has thrived off of the extra base hit, off of driving runners in, top 5 in both categories. Also in the top 10 in homers. 2-2 with 2 outs. Kaiser got him for the second time tonight. And it's back to that breaking ball to end the third. Walla Walla still without a hit. And the Elks on top 1-0. We go to the bottom of the third. Top of the order for the Bend Elks here in the bottom of the third. 1-0. Game 2 of 3 between these two foes. Johnny Kemp a bit late. Hustle. Gets down there to his third base box. Sidko tries a sneak attack drag bunt. That goes foul. Sidko, Miller, and Beck. Dimitri wasn't in there last night, but still leading the Bend Elks in average. And no longer qualified due to the lack of at-bats. Just has 51, but still an average over 380. From Saddleback College, committed to Coppin State. Take a curveball up and in. Speaking of commitments, this lefty, Nico Bavaro, just graduated high school, and he's committed to UCLA. So good get for Walla Walla. Went to St. Mary's from Escalon, California. 2-1. But Dimitri's been so fun to watch at the top of this order. The bat-to-ball skills just jump off the page. And his inability to strike out. Just 6 Ks on the year. We'll take a curveball there. And for hitters that get a lot of at-bats, that is towards the bottom. Also up there, Marcus Galvin, who only has 6. Other than that, and of course, the announcer's jinx. Sidko punches out. That's Nico Bavaro's first. But still, that's the Sidko's calling card. So Jace Miller, the hitter. Miller walked in the first frame. Take outside on a ball. Both of these pitching staffs have seemingly found themselves over the past week. It's carried over into some old-fashioned baseball. In these first 2 games at Genna. Breaking ball bends in for a strike. That second half of the season starting on Friday, just a tune-up for both of these teams. Elks second to last in the South, and Walla Walla firmly in second. They're 16-12 in a South that's been very jumbled throughout. Not a ton of extremely talented teams. Walla Walla towards the top of that conversation. But just one that's really reigned supreme, the Ridgefield Raptors. Two to Miller. And he strikes out swinging. Gosh, you just feel for Jace. It has been a rough start to this season. He just hasn't been able to figure it out, but man, we know it's in there. It's showing how hard baseball can be. This is Cam Beck, who's the reason the Elks are on top with the RBI double he had in the first. Navarro's just throwing that big looping curveball for strikes. Big velo drop off from the heater. That one just at 68 miles per hour, and it's working. Fastball at 83 misses down and away. Not a ton of velo, but if he can stay on a corner, he becomes ultra effective. Beck takes away. Cam Beck from Oregon State. Didn't see a lot of time this last year. Tough to scratch the surface with a program as good as they have. That curveball misses up. With how Buckley's framing him, it looks like everything's a strike from up here in the press box. Beck hits that well, deep to left center field. Kane's giving it a look. Sayonara! Cam Beck! Oh, man! A long home run, 429 feet. 2-0 Elks. That's the Cam Beck we've been waiting for. You could tell by the way Sam Kane was giving that a courtesy jog that it was a long way gone. Beck starting to figure things out. Here's Richie Klosik. I mean, loud contact. And to hit it out to left center field, you've really got to get both cheeks into it. And he did. Beck's first of the summer. These Elks haven't had a ton of home runs. Fastball misses in, and Klosik jumps out of the way. I mean, we can just count them in our head. Klosik has 1. Sanders has 4. As you see the 1 there. Tallarico has 2 that both came in the same game opening weekend Saturday night against Springfield. And then came back. Breaking ball misses in, ball 4. Klosik had that look on his face like, man, I wanted to hit. But he walks for the second time. And that's the 3rd free pass given up. But all smiles for Cam Beck. Impossible not to when you hit a ball that well. Into the clubhouse to go and collect his thoughts, maybe. Go celebrate. Pettit takes away on a ball. Pettit in his first AB stepped up with runners on first and second and bounded into a double play. Take a strike there. Excited for his next chapter at San Diego State. Got that winning energy with the Gales in 2026. Now ready for that next chapter. Is Pettit. He's got himself his first Elks hit. Klosik moves up to second. A barrel by BP. Keeps the line moving. I mean, this all came after 2 strikeouts to open up the inning. For the lefty, Nico Bavaro got Sasidko and Miller both swinging. Then Beck, a solo shot, a Klosik walk, and a single by Brady Pettit. Signal a mound visit from Ethan Buckley out there to chat with Bavaro. Still such a young lefty that's looking to figure it out. 51 pitches. The Elks have got that count up. And I mean, last night, Curtis Ellis went 6 innings and was so efficient. They threw 4 pitchers, but the only reason they didn't throw just 3 was because Rogers III had an injury in the 9th inning that forced him to come out. This is Win Gurney. Gurney way out in front. Wynn's got that pop. Wasn't an Elk for a considerable amount of time last summer. From Manhattan Beach, California. Now back home in SoCal for school. As Gurney rips one down the left field line, it's fair. Klosik's gonna score. Moving up to third is Brady Pettit. Kemp's getting risky. Throw goes into Young. He's in standing. A 2 RBI double by Win Gurney. 4-0 Elks. Welcome back, Win. What an inning for these Elks. He just went right down the line at 93 on a 68-mile-per-hour breaking ball. And Brady Pettit did the rest. Kemp excited to be back out there, it looks like. Emphatic on the wave. Now Vinny Salvione. Vinny! Deep to left, but in the park. And Rogers makes the catch to end the inning. But not after. A great frame for these Elks. 3 runs in. And it started with the homer by Cam Beck on a long drive to left center field, where he really got every stitch of it. All the power from the righty. You feel it. And he knew it off the bat. Full dugout, shielding their eyes from the sun to see. Brady Pettit, after Klosik walked, flipped a single into right. Set the table for Win Gurney, who went double down the line, brought in both Klosik and Pettit, and gave the Elks a 4-0 lead. Trevor Kaiser now pitching with some run support after this. Elks now on top, 4-0. After a big third inning, 3 runs in. Win Gurney an RBI double. Cam Beck prior, a solo shot. And Trevor Kaiser can now pitch with some comfort, attack the strike zone. And most importantly, not have any fear when it comes to giving up a crooked number. Walks at this stage of the game, something you've got to avoid. Gage Reeser, he flew out to win Gurney in his first debut, and he'll tap that foul. Reeser, Kane, and Young. Walla Walla, heart of the order, looking to answer the Elks' punch. One, two. Skips in for a ball. Trevor Kaiser and Cam Beck. 2 Oregon State Beavers here in Bend that are making their names known on July the 1st. Beck with the bat. Kaiser on the bump. Reeser fouls it back. Gage Reeser, another guy that's been staple for Leo Rivera, going from Yakima Valley College and was a Pippin for a bit earlier this summer. Reeser pops it up, foul and out of play. Lacey Washington. Was in there last night and came up in a couple of big spots, including had the Sweets' first hits, but this time he takes strike 3. This has been fabulous from Trevor Kaiser. 5 strikeouts, that one looking. Really good from Trev. 3 1/3, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Now tonight's K-Man, Sam Kane. Pop up the first pitch to Vinny Salvione. 2 outs. And that efficiency when it comes to Trevor Kaiser pounding the zone early in counts is what's resulted in this outing. 2 gone for Landon Young. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Foul that one away. Landon Young earlier this season, beginning of June, when the Elks were playing him, had a head injury scare. And I said it last night on the broadcast, but seeing him back, so encouraging. Pettit's throw to first is airmailed on the ground ball. It goes out of play. And Young will go up to second on the air. I don't know what's in the water over there at the hot corner for the Elks when it comes to defensively, but that is 4 errors in 2 nights from the third baseman.
Now batting for the Sweets, designated hitter number 29, Troy Osborne.
One you can shake off, though, when you're up 4. And Kaiser now looking to pick up his third baseman in Brady Pettit. Osborne will take up on the ball. Roy Osborne punched out in his first at-bat. Trevor Kaiser, that tall frame, not going to overpower you with velo. Something you'd usually see maybe from a 6'5" frame, but when that command's right and that off-speed pitch, he can really get himself in a groove. 1-1 with 2 outs. Runner on second and Young after the error. Osborne swings through the breaking ball. That ability for Kaiser to throw it in any count has set him apart. Osborne with that Portland Pilot gear. Purple accents. Osborne hits that foul. Screamer down the left field line. Watch out. Heavyweight, 6'5" Kaiser versus the 6'4" Osborne. This is down and away, 2-2. Sun now, welcome back here in the broadcast booth. Making me look quite fair, I'll just put it that way. Beautiful night though at Genna. Slight shift to the pull side. Got him! Trevor Kaiser, second time he's got Troy Osborne, and that's his 6th K of the night. 2 in that frame, starting off with the leadoff K to Gage Reeser, and then gets Troy Osborne. Let's now take a look around the West Coast League, the first of the month. The great Playboy Cardi would say. River Cats on top of the Bills, 1-0, bottom 2. League is beating the Lefties 3-2. Pippins on top of the Nighthawks 3-1. I believe they lost yesterday to the Nighthawks, which is crazy. Sweets down to the Elks. Yeah, you're here. Harbor Cats on top of the Night Owls 5-0. Berries and Drifters tied. Pickles on top of the Knights 2-0. Apple Sox beating the Fish Sticks 5-2. And Kamloops already took down Kelowna. When did that one start? Already final? Wow. Bottom 4. We come back on Bend Elks YouTube. It's 4-0 Elks. New pitcher into the ball game for the Walla Walla Sweets as Nico Bavaro's night is done after 3 innings. It's the righty Alex Cohen, a 2 ERA, 1-1 with a 1-1 whip. Whole lotta uno across the board. Snakenborg dribbles that foul. Bit different than last night where Walla Walla got so much production from their starting pitcher in Curtis Ellis. It's up to Leo Rivera now to manage that bullpen. Snakenborg, his first time through, is put away. Flew out to the center fielder. Take up and away on the ball. Snake takes away. You never can have too much offense in summer collegiate baseball, so the Elks will be looking to add on as much as possible. Snake pops that foul and out of play. From the University of Nevada, Reno. He's a backup catcher for a lot of the year, but going back for another campaign, and a lot of that is probably because more playing time is in his future. With all his talent, you would only hope. That curveball misses high. Good take from Snake. And the count runs full. Snakenborg, Goodman. That'll bring it to the top of the order after them. Snake checks his swing. He did not go. And will trot on down to first. The fourth walk for Walla Walla as a staff. And they continue to give the Elks base runners. Yeah, he didn't go. Good job by Taylor Schneider on that call. Bringing up Will Goodman. Alex Cohen, this righty from Sacramento State, just like the Elks pitching coach Wes Harper played not too long ago. Goodman will take the fastball. Oh, called a strike. Snake not a huge threat to steal over there at first as a catcher. Dropped foul and will stay there. Goodman his first time flew out to the center fielder in Kane. Continues to be in that lineup with his glove. Just satisfying to watch this guy play defense, and in the first had a great barrel. It was just caught by Kane. Cohen's pitch, breaking ball that misses away. 6'3", 205-pounder is Cohen. In Studio City, California. He actually redshirted at Sac State this last year. Prior to that was at LA Valley College. Down and away, 2-2. Any ounce of momentum the Elks can keep. They continue to carry over as you get the 6-game homestand started is a good thing. So far tonight, each side of the ball has been good. Goodman takes away. From Bend, Oregon, goes to Pepperdine. And I'd imagine with that glove, keeping a guy like Goodman in the middle of your infield is something that a coach would get excited about. Payoff. Grounded foul. Gotta make Cohen work. 11 2/3 innings. What he's really struggled with has been those walks. The walk in Snakenborg as his first batter makes sense. Entering this outing 18 Ks to 14 walks. Goodman takes strike 3 on a 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball. First time an Elk has gone down looking tonight. Dmitry Sisitko will step in. Looking for Dmitry to get that batting average back up. There was a point earlier this year where he was well over 400. With the 0 for 2 so far tonight, dipping a tad. Take a strike on the inner third. Sitko and Cohen, good chance they played each other in high school, with them both being from Southern California. Cohen at Loyola, and Sisitko at J. Sarah. And during that time, Sisitko really learned how to win. Back-to-back CIF state titles, an incredible competitor, and he's carried over that mindset wherever he's gone next. Saddleback College, now Coppin State. 1-1 with one out to Dimitri. Pop it up. Foul territory. Knowles might have room near the clubhouse, and it hits off the netting. Knowles gave it his best effort, but just couldn't get there. Looking back to Cohen's appearances with LA Valley College, he didn't have that walk problem. Kind of come up as of late. Sitko takes a fastball in. In 2025, when he was a sophomore there, struck out season high 9 batters in one game where he went 4 1/3. Overall, 36 punch outs to just 9 walks. But the stuff is there from the 6'3" righty. 2-2. Sitko takes strike 3 at the top of the zone. And back-to-back Ks for Cohen. That did just get the top of the zone, so Reeves was all over it. Now bringing up Jace Miller. Good to see the middle of this order showcase some production. Although Miller hasn't recorded a hit, he did walk, and even just getting on base. Looking for the guys that can carry an offense, put the team on their back. Miller, Beck, and Klosik have reached base combined 5 times. Hitters 2 through 4 in the lineup. Miller down the left field line, foul. Out in front of a 77-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Bit of an adjustment when it comes to that pitch coming from Alex Cohen. The starter, Nico Bavaro, was throwing in an Ephus-esque breaking ball at around 68 miles per hour. That one almost 10 miles per hour quicker. 1-1 with 2 outs. Snakenborg dancing off a second. Cohen steps off, throws to 2. He's easily picked off. And that will end the inning. Snakenborg thought he had a read and got a ginormous secondary lead, decided to go. Miller will be up when the 5th inning starts, but another look at it. See Snake sniffing it, secondary going, and right before Cohen pitched, just a step and a throw, called out there. To the bottom of the 4th, or the top of the 5th, when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube, 4-0 Bend. Welcome back. Vince Genna Stadium, top of the 5th frame. Elks on top 4-0. Buckley, Torres, and Rogers this inning against Trevor Kaiser, who keeps moving along. First pitch fastball misses up and in tight. Kaiser's been efficient, 58 pitches here in the 5th inning. Doing well and doing his job. Buckley, his first time, flew out. Take, breaking ball for a strike. Ethan Buckley, one of the coolest stories in the West Coast League, was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and made his way to the States. Also went to high school out there, Fairmont High School. He's at Gonzaga in 2025, just 3 at-bats. And then also Yakima takes a fastball up. So veteran when it comes to the West Coast League, Lynn Benton Community College at a point. Now undecided. Baseball becoming a global game as we know it. Buckley pops up the 3-1. It goes out of play. And you see that too when you watch a sport like the World Baseball Classic, which was so fabulous this season. Venezuela winning it all, but tons of different regions with all this talent and so many storylines. The game hasn't been in a better spot in quite some time. Payoff. How about another for Trevor Kaiser? 7 Ks. He is doing his thing. Just a simple windup, not a ton of movement to that slider, snapping straight downward. One out for Isaac Torres. Torres struck out in his first at-bat. Will square to bunt and win around on the attempt. A smile. He knows. Went right through his bat. Torres from Colorado Mesa as well. Leah Rivera, these Walla Walla Sweets, being able to get a couple of great players from the best Division II team, or one of, in the entire country. Torres from Bakersfield, California, went to Independence High School. Pop that up. Left side of the infield. Pettit and Goodman going out. It's Pettit making the catch. Efficient Trevor Kaiser continues to steamroll along. This has been a joy to watch.
Now batting for Walla Walla, left-hander, number 7, Cole Rogers.
Cole Rogers will hit. Fastball misses away. I mean, coming off of Trevor Kaiser's opening outing against Yakima, his former team from a year ago, where it was a blow-up start. He gave up 10 runs. The pitcher the last 2 outings has been a different man almost entirely. And tonight, no different. 4 2/3, 7 Ks to just 2 walks. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Four to nothing Bend. You're in the top of the 5th. This is low. It's gotta feel good for Kaiser. See both sides of the woes and the greatness when it comes to pitching. Makes it tougher. Just high on the fastball. 3-2. West Richland, Washington in particular, and just pitched in 1 game in 2026. That was on March the 31st against UW. win an inning and a third. But that stuff is next level. Walked Rogers. That's the third walk for Kaiser. So if you're looking for any negatives, that's the only one. And it does turn it to the top of the order in Peyton Knowles. Knowles walked his last time through. 0 for 1. Grounded out in that first AB. Throw over to check on Rogers, who's back with a dive. Cole Rogers has been dominant at the top of this order. He's just been with Walla Walla for 4 games, has stolen 2 bases, so a threat to go. Especially could be a good time with Knowles up. Get Walla Walla's number 2 RBI leader. Chance to hit with a runner in scoring position. Well, they're going to get one anyway. As the pitch in tight gets by Snakenborg. Rogers moves up to second. Unsure if that's a pass ball or a wild pitch. It was a tough one to tell down and in. Looked like Snake should have squeezed it, but also not an easy play. That sun now starting to set in left center. Knowles hit that well down the right field line, foul. I think it will be a wild pitch since it caught some turf. Good crowd on hand and a gorgeous night here at Genna. Not what we had last night, which was incredible with nearly 1,500. Check swing, did he go? He didn't, I don't know. That was close. It's a tough one. You give Taylor Schneider the benefit of the doubt with the 2-man crew. He's just beyond the mound. Would have been an emphatic way to end the 5th. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner on second and Rogers. 4-0 Elks. Kaiser looking for another shutdown frame. Knowles hits that well to center field. Gurney's got a beat on it. He dives and it goes by him. The first hit of the night for the Walla Walla Sweets is an extra base hit. Knowles is racing all the way to third, gets stopped by Leo Rivera there. It's an RBI triple, and it's 4-1. Wind completely sprawled out for that in center field. Looked like a starfish diving from right to left. And a good effort, but he just couldn't catch it. That's tough for Kaiser. Not a terrible pitch towards the bottom of the zone, but still a barrel found. Now it's Trevor T. Swings and misses. T's 0 for 2, and for Peyton Knowles, that's his 15th run batted in and his second triple. Speedy leadoff man's got a pair of those. He takes low on the ball. Now all Kaiser's got to do is really think about limiting the damage. Bill has been an outstanding out, and one hit isn't going to take away from that. He's punched out twice. That pitch misses down. Everybody getting ready for the holiday cheer. This time coming in the summer with 4th of July on Saturday. T makes it 4-2 on the RBI single. So that RBI triple from Knowles ends up being a pretty big swing because Walla Walla's cut the deficit in half.
Now batting for the Sweets, second baseman, number 44, Lisa.
Time is now called as Wes Harper will head out to the mound. Have a chat with Kaiser. Although Trevor T's had more of a quiet summer, that's RBI number 8. Whole infield accompanying Harper there. Still a long way to go in this game, just in the top of the 5th. Appears to be Christian Eastep getting loose for the Elks in the bullpen, so he'll likely be next. Gage Reeser, 0 for 2. In at the right side. And yes, that's Eastep from Rogers State University, the right-hander. Reeser takes low. 3 RBI for Reeser. It's been a single machine, though, where that average has been able to stay around the 260 mark. On first is T with 2 stolen bases. 1-1, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Fastball fouled away down the right field line. Wind now picking up, blowing from right to left. You see just over by the Elks dugout. Not as many fans this evening, but a gorgeous night for baseball. 66 degrees, just 13-mile-per-hour wind gust, working from right to left. Back up the middle. Salvione will go to first. That'll end the inning. But Walla Walla, Peyton Knowles with a 2-out RBI triple. The walk comes back to hurt Trevor Kaiser, the one he had with 2 outs. And then Trevor T, after Knowles was 90 feet away, it's a single up the middle. 4-2 Elks, bottom 5 when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Bend, Oregon. Elks on top, 4-2, but Walla Walla, they cut that deficit in half. Thanks so much for tuning in on the Bend Elks YouTube page. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are an ad-free Elks Streams member, make sure you are watching on the separate members-only stream, not the public one. It is the same live game broadcast, just on a separate YouTube stream with the ads turned off, which is awesome. And to watch ad-free, go to the Bend Elks YouTube channel, find tonight's stream labeled Members Only Ad-Free Stream, and open that stream. If you're not a member yet, hit the join button on the Bend Elks YouTube channel and choose ad-free Elks streams to support the broadcast and watch without YouTube ads. We're so grateful for everything this season, improving this stream, all the support from all you lovely Elks fans, and excited to welcome the Walla Walla fans. Early this week, Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. The sun now shining. This Elks hat's one of my favorites if you haven't checked it out. The big elk, Vince Genna, small scripture. It's a fun one. And maybe it's the good luck charm because the Elks tonight have been playing good, especially offensively, as Miller rips that foul. But I want to go back to that starting pitching effort and just what it's meant for these Elks. You think about it, still in the stats, these Elks are towards the bottom of the league in whip, which means you're giving up the most base runners in the league. But this effort over the last week, you could pick a handful of games, has shown that things might be changing. Miller, Beck, and Klosik, the heart of the order, as Miller fouls it back. This is still the righty Alex Cohen. Miller a walk and a strikeout. As a staff, Walla Walla with 4 Ks tonight. Miller choking up a lot from the right side. Just looking to put a ball in play. He does. Grounds one with funky spin to Reeser at second. But he handles it with ease. And there's 1 out. Now it's Cam Beck, who we've been so happy to see turn things around tonight and really get that bat going. All the potential in the world. Formerly the #1 player in the state of Utah. Went to Oregon State, didn't play, but a heck of a talent. Home run and a double tonight. That bomb coming in the 3rd inning. Beck takes a breaking ball for a strike. And Beck just has so much juice. When he makes contact, it goes a long way. Beck, another good barrel, deep to center field. Kane, though, squares it up and makes the catch. That one 99 off the bat. So Cam Beck out of nowhere. Maybe he just needed the calendar to turn to July because he's seeing a beach ball tonight. Although every out is seen the same in the box score, that one was loud. Two outs for Richie Klosik, who's walked twice. Take up. Klosik, another member of Loyola Marymount University. Elks now have had 4 LMU Lions cycle through the group this season, with Wynn Gurney now being back. And all around the same age, too, building those bonds that have carried over into the summer. Klosik, Gurney, Ortiz, and then Travis Friend was here for a tad. And after his first at-bat, ended up getting injured. It was tough to see. Big swing by Klosik, swings through it. I'm sure Richie, and you can tell, is eager to hit. When you walk twice, you're just waiting to get back in that box and do some damage. Cohen's 2-1. Klosik pops up. Shallow center field. Kane coming in, and that'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 5th inning for the Elks. Still lead it 4-2. We'll be back after this at Genna. Christian Estep, the new pitcher for the Bend Elks in this 4-2 game. Estep has been outstanding this year for Bend. 12 innings pitched. Pitching to contact, to 1.5 ERA, just a 1 whip. And he's only punched out 6. Sam Kane, tonight's K-Man, will lead off this frame. And single up the middle. Kane gets things going. Just a ball hit 85 off the bat, but right back where it came from. Gives Walla Walla some speed on the bases. Now Landon Young, who's 0 for 2. Sam Kane has 3 stolen bases this season. So will go the center fielder. Estep fires, and Young has himself a hit into left. So back-to-back singles for Walla Walla. A rude welcoming for Christian Estep into this baseball game. Sets up the possibility of a big Walla Walla inning to get them right back in it.
Now batting for Walla Walla, designated hitter number 29, Troy Osborne.
Just a barrel at 95, and it did the trick. Now you wonder with Troy Osborne coming up if he'll square around to bunt. Wheel play would be on. Estep's pitch. Osborne squares and bunts it foul. With Osborne's 6'4" frame, I'm sure throughout his life in baseball, he hasn't been asked to bunt too much. This will be an interesting task, and on that first one, did not look too comfortable. Kane and Young, your runners. Kane at second, Young on first. Beck on the green turf in the infield. Double steal instead of the bunt. Throw down to third. In time! And I can't believe that. It looked like Sam Kane was easily in there with the foot. And Leo Rivera's telling him to stay. I mean, in real time, it didn't look close, and it wasn't. What a break for the Elks. You see the foot by Sam Kane. Clearly in before the tag. And that is a game-changing play, truly. Schneider now barking at the dugout, but if only Taylor knew that he didn't get it right. One with 1 out. Osborne now obviously doesn't have the bunt on. But we're talking about the difference between second and third and nobody out, and a runner on second with 1 out. Runner's going to go again. Osborne chops that to Goodman. Tough hop, but fields it. Throw to first in time. Will Goodman. Another nice play. Just like that, there's 2 outs. Going on the pitch was Young. So he's at third. Pierce is going to slow it down for us. But as you'll see here, that foot safe right there, well before the tag. And Rivera, you saw him start clapping because he thought that he was clearly safe, and then both hands went on the head. Ethan Buckley rips one down the right field line, hooking foul. Could have been dangerous. Buckley's 0 for 2, a fly out and a punch out. Big runner on third for these Walla Walla Sweets. Chance to cut that deficit in half once again. Oh, 1. Grounded foul past Rivera at third. Looked like Gage Reeser over there on the bench made a nice play. You always got to stay ready, even when you're not in the game, and Reeser doing so. Wind's starting to pick up in the stands. Those that brought their hoodies are happy. To Goodman. Inning over. The Elks catch a huge break on the out call at third. Where Sam Kane would have stole it, they pitched through it. And Christian Estep gets a 0. He's been so good at working through foot traffic and does it again. To the home half of the 6th, it's 4-2 Bend. Brady Pettit getting ready to lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Elks. 4-2, Bend on top. Still Alex Cohen, the righty, working. Pettit will take down and away on the ball. Elks will absolutely take advantage of that break they got. Sam Cade not called out at third, and it keeps this lead at 2. Pettit at his first Elks hit in the 3rd inning, welcoming him to Bend. And a warm welcome, or literally warm but not so fond, is this sun. I'm sure not something Brady Pettit is used to playing in. So take a strike, 1 and 2. When you go from a normal stadium that faces not to the west, and then you come here, he's probably thinking, what in the world? Now, for a right-handed batter, not nearly as bad at this time of the night, is when you're turning to face Cohen, it's almost deflecting off the left cheek rather than the eyes. Left-handed bats, and the Elks have 0 of those tonight, have it the hardest. Pettit fouls that off the bricks just behind home plate. But a tall frame with a lot of pop. St. Mary is ultra competitive. Mentioned earlier their outstanding run this year. So Pettit was in and out of the lineup, but that doesn't take away at all from how good of a player he is. Foul that away. Stay alive. Some stirring in the Walla Walla bullpen, but nobody actively warming up, it looks like. Pettit, Gurney, and Salvione this inning, 5, 6, and 7. Pettit just won't go down without a fight. Nobody actively throwing, but that is Trace Green without the warm-up hoodie on. Wonder if he's next to start working on that mound. Defense playing BP straight up. 2-2. Popped up. On the infield, Young coming in. Takes charge and makes the play.
Now batting for Bend, center fielder number 1, Win.
Here's Win Gurney, who had a huge 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning. And at this moment, it's the difference with that 4-2 score. So happy to have Win back. An Elk a year ago. Swing and miss at that one. I mean, why not keep that 1,500 OPS or soak it in? That's outstanding. Win Gurney, in 2 at-bats, is now the Elks' best hitter. Just about building off of it after those 2. Was in and out of the lineup at LMU. Still repping those red and blue Adidas cleats. Gurney puts a charge into a ball deep to left center field. Kane's looking up and one hops the wall. Rattles up there. Gurney's going to stop at second. He's got himself a double. His 2nd of the night. This one, 105 off the bat. The Elks have been looking for that spark. And maybe it's number 1 that will give it to him. A smooth swinger who got a fastball and drove it a long way. If you one-hop that center field wall, we've learned from being here all year, a year ago, that you really are hitting it well. Salvione with an RBI chance against Cohen. Cohen misses inside on the breaking ball. You have to add on here in the 6th. Elks bullpen has been much improved, but you want to take as much pressure off of them as possible. Salvione with 4 driven in on the year. Vinny off the end of the bat, falling fast though. Rogers moving over, it's down. Gurney gets the wave. The throw in goes to the cutoff man. Gurney's safe at the plate. Salvione moves up to 2, and it's 5-2 Elks. A thing of beauty, 66 off the bat, and it does the job.
Now batting for Bend, catcher number 44.
So an RBI single, that's RBI number 5 for Salvione. Now the bottom of the order getting in on the fun. Nate Snakenborg will hit. 0 for 1 with a walk and take a fastball in tight. And he's had a couple of those this year, those bloopers that have just found their way upon the outfield grass. They takes away on a ball. The stomps beginning here at Genna. Fastballs, cold a strike on the inside corner. Alex Cohen hasn't pitched particularly bad tonight. He's not getting a lot of swing and miss. Navarro got more as the starter. That is in. And Snakenborg ducks out of the way. Oh. Long peek at 2 on the 3-1. And Snakenborg was sitting fastball, was early on the breaker. The toughest time of the night to hit is right now with how fast we were moving a night ago. The big spots of the game came even later. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Elks had the bases loaded with 1 out and couldn't cash in. Snakenborg hits that well. Right field line, Torres near it will make the catch. Tagging at second, moving to third is Salvione, who is there on the slide, and a productive second out. At bare minimum, with the runner on second and less than 2 outs, you want to move him over. Not a bad swing by Snake. Salvione perfectly timed that tag.
Shortstop, number 4, Will Goodman.
Well, Goodman will look for more. Goodman 0 for 2, a fly out and a K. Takes away. Oh, called a strike. Later call by Reeves than we've seen so far tonight. Goodman has been good in these spots. RBI chances. Will take a breaking ball in there. Goodman 6 runs batted in. See the shadows. Cohen's hind leg draped in it, and then the top of his body in pure sunlight. Goodman takes low, 1-2. Been peculiar this year, a year after the Walla Walla sweeps. Lost the season series to the Elks, 4-2. They're up on it, 4-0 at the moment. So have already taken the season series. Elks just looking to get one. Goodman hits that near David Diaz, Elks infield coach, who kicked it. Maybe a soccer background. U.S. national team, David Diaz. Need him there. Yeah, with Flo Balogun suspended likely for the next game, why not Diaz? I like that idea. Goodman keeps battling. For whatever reason, Cohen just can't get that swing and miss. Go back into Johnny Kemp. Throw it away. Goodman keeps going. This is incredible. The Bee Gees on the speakers. You know when that song is rolling that a dude is truly in a battle. Top of the order on deck with Dimitri Sasidko. Elks 7 hits to just 4 for Walla Walla with this 3-run lead here in the 6th. Goodman again. How long will this at-bat go? Well, I will say, the longer it does go, the higher chance Goodman gets a mistake, one he can take advantage of. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Down low. It'll keep on rolling. I mean, you just love a battle. Mano y mano, the dynamic between pitcher and batter. Fascinating. And Cohen just looked to keep Goodman guessing. But it's been hard to do so, as he does get Goodman on the 9th pitch on a fastball away. The Elks, though, on the bloop single by Vinny Salvione, had the lead. 5-2 the score, to the 7th on the Bend Elks YouTube page.
Right fielder, number 23.
Mount Bachelor Kids Getting Free Night tonight here at Vince Genna Stadium. You see the kiddos. Got to stay hydrated with that water. Got a bananas hat too? I believe so. How the Savannah Bananas have changed youth baseball. Needs to be studied. Documentary's coming in 20 years on it. I can guarantee you that. 5-2 Elks, top 7. But a great opportunity. These young kids don't work during the summer. It's your time off, and a great way to spend it is by coming to the yard. Second inning for Christian Eastep against Isaac Torres, who will take in tight. Torres is 0 for 2. Popped out in his last AB. 8-9-1 for Walla Walla. Grounded into left past the glove of Goodman for a leadoff single. That is just the third time tonight that Walla Walla's got that leadoff runner on base. Looked like things were starting to come to life for the Sweets in the last frame. Back-to-back leadoff singles by Kanan Young, but Eastep pitched through it, and he's once again in the stretch. As the pitch misses low, it gets away from Snake, and Torres is up to second. That wild pitch, relatively big 90 feet, just based on the dynamic by what Eastep has to do, takes away the possibility of a double play. Cole Rogers, 0 for 1 with a ground out. Two balls and no strikes. Rogers with a whole lot of speed, hailing from New Mexico State University. And although just a new Walla Walla Sweet, has made an impact. Lines that one into left center field. Is anybody there? No, they're not. Sisitko fields it on one hop. His throw goes in on 3 hops to Snakenborg, and nobody cut it off. It allows for Rogers to move up to second. That is a huge 90 feet and a mental error from the Elks. It looked to me like nobody was there to cut it off. In that case, baseball would tell you that a single into left field would mean Brady Pettit is the cutoff man. You call it an RBI single for Rogers. He moves up to second on the throw. And Alan Cox is going to call time. Here's another look at it. Pettit was creeping over. I don't know where Sisitko was throwing that ball. I mean, there's 2 options. You go to the cutoff man or you go to second. And gosh, that's a tough pill to swallow, because it's a big 90 feet. Christian Eastep will exit. New pitcher into this game is the filthy lefty Jackson Ashley. But it's getting close here at Genna. Another night, back and forth. Jackson Ashley, the new pitcher for the Bend Elks, in a jam. 5-3 Elks on top, but Christian Estep gives up back-to-back singles to Torres and Rogers after the wild pitches. Poor throw-in from the outfield. Allows for a runner to move up, but Ashley is the guy you want in a spot like this. No runs given up in just 4 innings, a .5 whip. Just graduated high school and committed to Gonzaga. Just a really tough lefty to pick up. But he'll have to go through the top of the order. No outs in this frame. Peyton Knowles, the hitter who tripled his last time. Jump on the first pitch and foul it back. Velo in the mid to high 80s. Ashley still growing into his body, it feels like. But the off speed, still filthy. 6'5", 210-pounder. That herky-jerky movement that is quite effective. Bring the lefty in to face a guy like Peyton Knowles, who's dynamic at the top of the order. Sun now almost completely set in left center. 1-1. Hold a strike on the outside corner. You've got the open base. But Ashley's going to look to come in. Tee on deck, then Gage Reeser. Ashley got him. Completely broke down the swing of Peyton Knowles. That was filthy. 1 out.
Now batting for Walla Walla.
This Elk staff has gotten a lot of swing and miss tonight. That's their 8th K. And you just see this release. It's straight up, and then from a high 3/4 release point, he'll let it go. Hides the ball for a long time. I don't know how you know what's coming. Ashley with the fake pickoff on the inside move. Trevor T, an RBI single his last time, has been held down for a lot of this season by the entire WCL, but a heck of a player. Round that softly. To Salvione, the Elks will absolutely take that out, even with Rogers moving up to third. And Jackson Ashley, a great job thus far. Salvione almost waited too long, as hustling out of the box was T. Still did get him, and it's Gage Reeser. Want to keep that run of insurance. Keep this lead at 2. Keep you feeling good as the game continues. Reeser will pop up the first pitch foul and out of play. Oh for 3 is Gage Reeser. A fly out, a strikeout look in, and a ground out. Two-way guy doing the hitting for the Sweets, who will take away. And a night after the pitching was dominant. Just gave up 2 runs. Still has been good tonight. Looking to keep that hot hand rolling. As Reeser pops up, Snakenborg gives it a look. But it's a souvenir. Who's going to get it? Race for it. Lefty young kid. Can you squeeze it? You can. And you keep the Dr. Pepper that's almost all the way gone in hand. Look what happens when you bring your glove to the park. It's not rocket science. Your probability drastically increases. It's like having a magnet in it. Oh, that's brutal. A hit by pitch on a 78-mile-per-hour off speed while Ashley was ahead. And it keeps the inning going. Right off the tricep. Might have got more elbow guard than flesh. Kane pops up. First pitch he sees. Beck gives it a look and it goes out of play. Major spot in this game. Runners on the corners, 0-1, 2 outs. Rogers at third, Reeser on first. And after it looked like it was going to be a clean Ashley appearance, that hit by pitch has kept this inning going. Kane grounds one back up the middle, fielded by Salvione. Throw to first on one hop. Beck dug it out. Disaster averted. And Cam Beck continues to showcase his player of the game night. That was major. Seismic even. And Beck, that was not an easy dig. All that extra work with infield coach David Diaz coming to play. Stretch time at Genna. Elks still on top by 2.
Take me out to the ball game.
New pitcher for the Walla Walla Sweets, their third of the night. It's the righty Charlie Seneker, who's had a bumpy year thus far. 8.44 ERA, 0-3 with a 1.4 whip. And they'll go through the top of this Bend Elks order. Fastball misses away. Seneker from William and Mary, 6'1", 200 pounds. Originally from Mercer Island, Washington. Sidko, it's that foul, gloved by T. Sidko at one point in this year was crushing it, an average well over 400. Since then has cooled off a tad, looking to get back on track. Breaking ball misses up and in. Was just a freshman, Seneker was at William and Mary. Had an 8.7 ERA in 31 innings, 21 Ks to 16 walks. Sidko takes low. Good chance for the Elks, probably their best chance with the dudes they got coming up. Scratch across another run. That foul and a good play in the dugout. Whoever squeezed that made it look easy and shocked himself maybe. Can't tell with his disguise, the hoodie on. Sidko hits that well, deep to left field. Rogers going back, looking up, it's off the wall. Sisitko hits first, heads to second. He's going to try to go to third. Young bobbles it. It's a triple. Dimitri keeps on running. You don't see a lot of triples. That's Sisitko's first, and just the Elks' second on the season. But with that bobble by Young, it was enough. Infield will come in with nobody out for Jace Miller. Miller jumps on the first pitch with a big swing and hits it foul. Oh, one, ouch. You hope Miller's okay. That didn't look like it felt good at all. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. You know, in the moment, Jace will shake it off, and there's enough adrenaline when you have an at-bat to keep on going, but I can tell that that is not going to feel good in the morning, that's for sure. Last time Seneker pitched was on the 21st against Ridgefield. That misses down and away, stopped by Buckley. That outing, he got rocked. 6 hits, 5 runs. Was his blow-up relief appearance that gave him the ballooned ERA. 1-2 to Miller. Pops it up. Shallow right field. In was Reeser. He now has to go out, and he makes the catch on the shallow infield grass. Good play as he loses the hat in the process. And an unproductive out with nobody gone.
Now batting for the Elks, first baseman number 39, James Miller.
And with that, it looks like Reeser's going to run off the field and give Johnny Kemp, who hands Leo Rivera maybe his sunglasses, not sure. Might have been on top of his head and got in the way a little bit. And Beck, the hitter. Double and a homer. And now the easiest task of the night for Beck, just put the ball in the outfield and you do a job. Beck takes high in that third inning. Huge swing of the bat. Just clobbered it to left center field. Well over 400 feet. And they don't want any part of him now. With the Elks, their lack of home runs from time to time this year, aside from Troy Sanders with 4. It felt good to see Beck give one a ride. He'll take the 3-0 in there for a strike. And I don't want anybody to overlook the pick he made to end the 7th inning. Keeping the game in the balance. Salvione fielded it, threw to Beck on one hop, and he made the dig look easy. On both sides of the ball has shined. Sisitko at third, 90 feet away. Seneker working out of the windup. Payoff. Cold strike 3. And the Elks, who had a runner on third with nobody out, now have 2 outs and need a hit by Richie Klosek.
For Bend, right fielder number 31, Richie Klosek.
Klosik 0 for 1, a pair of walks, but the leader on this team in RBI. Take away. And he's the leader on the team in runs batted in by a considerable margin. Richie's got 13. The next closest is Dmitry Sisitko. He's trying to steal home. The throw there, not in time! Dmitry Sisitko, electric! He just stole home! A sneak attack and the swim move slide like a prime Michael Phelps taking the angle. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. That is just unbelievable. Sidko, who's been a special base stealer this year, does it again as Klosik is walked for the third time tonight. Can we get one more look at that? Because, my goodness, you rarely see a guy steal home. You've got to be next level fast, an outstanding base runner. And look at Dmitry go. The belly flop, that red sliding mitt just gets the outside corner of the dish. That's his 7th stolen base, now tied for the team lead. Pettit fouls that away. So cool. Pettit 1 for 3. Take a breaking ball for a strike. Once in a blue moon, that is. And also, when you think about the context of that inning, you have the runners, or the runner on third with no outs after Dimitri's triple as Pettit strikes out. You needed a hit or a ball in the outfield to get that insurance run. But instead, Dmitry Sisitko did it all himself. He tripled, then back-to-back outs, and he steals home. A moment Dmitry Sisitko, I can bet, will never forget.
Elks fan Thursday.
If you're wondering, we will never get over it. Dmitry Sisitko, at the end of the 7th inning, stole home, caught Charlie Seneker napping, and with that slide in there safely. I mean, you do not see that every day. There's stuff on the baseball field that can feel ordinary at times. That is extraordinary. Young, Osborne, and Buckley. Gorgeous sunset just beyond our flagpole in left center. Young singled his last time. Pops that one foul and out of play. More Jackson Ashley this frame. Looks like an Elk starting to toss down there in the pen. Once we get word, we'll let you know. But a critical insurance run, and that's Josh Jackson getting loose. Ashley. Fastball misses up. The whole bullpen is giving this woman a round of applause. Not sure why. They're just bored down there, I guess. That's why you need the barbecue deck. You know, maybe a hot tub. Yeah. 2-2. Got him looking. And that was well off the plate. Maybe a makeup call from the last one.
Gotcha.
It's been a different Elks team, a different Elks staff. When it comes to the adjustments they've made over the last couple of weeks in the lack of free pass department. Again tonight, 9 Ks to just 3 walks. Osborne will take up and away. Troy Osborne 0 for 3, but a guy on the mound in Ashley that you trust with the best of them. It's away on the fastball. Walla Walla looking for any ounce of a rally. Still some outs to play with, but getting late. The pitch misses down and away. And you don't want, after we were just complimenting this staff, for them to get into these 3-ball counts and get into trouble. 3-0, 1 out, nobody on. 6-3 the score. There it is, right down the gut from Ashley. See there a bit on that monitor, that sun shining brightly just beyond the mountains, forming a gorgeous sunset. And it's a 1-out walk. The stick is back. Who's carrying it this time? Oh, they're getting funky. It's the lefty golf swing with the 80-inch club. I mean, he looks like he could be in the Power Rangers with that action. We got 2 sticks now. I mean, they're ready to battle. If Walla Walla's bullpen wanted to fight, I'm guessing it's 2 sticks to none. That's line to Goodman on a funky hop. Fields it, goes to second for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. Was just not hit hard enough. And Goodman had to pick it awkwardly, but 2 outs. I mean, there's not many others that make that look as routine as Will Goodman. Regardless of the bounce it takes, he makes playing infield look routine. High chopper over Ashley. Salvione had no play. Goes by the barehanded attempt, and it's an infield single, bringing the tying run to the plate. It was Cole Rogers. The only option for Salvione was bare hand or nothing. I think even if he fields that, he probably has no play. Would have been an awkward cross-body throw that seemingly would have been impossible. Rogers had an RBI single as last time. Taken tight. Another big spot in this game, right when you think the Elks are starting to cruise and maybe get in a spot where they can see some comfort. Walla Walla pulls you right back in with an offense that doesn't give up. Rogers has reached twice. Two young players going at it, and Ashley balked. Jackson Ashley can't believe it. A shake of the head looking at Taylor Schneider. And the Elks have had an issue, both sides have, with Schneider all night. We'll get a replay on it. Comes set, moves the shoulder a bit. I mean, I see where Schneider is coming from. I'm not sure if that's the natural movement by Ashley, but it is a huge, huge play. And 2-0 the count. I mean, maybe it's the look back 2 times to the runner in Ethan Buckley. But look at the left shoulder. It flinches a tad and flinches again. So I see it. Buckley up to third. That's, yes, Buckley up to third. And Torres up to second. Hitters count. Fastball called to strike at the top of the zone. Josh Jackson, who's been away from the Elks for a little bit. The Elks are happy to have him back. You wonder how quickly Alan Cox goes to him. 2-1, grounded. Pettit picks it at third. Ultra smooth, throw to first. That'll end the inning. Brady Pettit with a smooth play at the hot corner. And David Diaz, Elks infield coach, giving him love. Despite the balk and the 2 runners in scoring position, they're left on. To the bottom of the 8th, it's the Elks by 3. Another new pitcher for the Walla Walla Sweets here in the home half of the 8th. It's Trace Green, right-hander, 9.24 ERA, 1-1 with a 2.37 WHIP. Start off facing Wynn Gurney, who's had one of the best offensive nights for the Elks tonight. Gurney pops up the first pitch he sees. Foul territory, T gives it a look, it goes foul. Happy to have Wynn back, that's for sure. 2 hits, 2 doubles, and both were quite loud. Highly touted high school prospect from SoCal. and has the juice. Half-hearted attempt there on the foul. 0-2. Now a 2,000 OPS. They say if you 1.000, you're one of the best hitters in the league. What do they say when you 2.000? I mean, soak it in. Baseball's hard. When those stats look that good, you got to feel yourself as Gurney strikes out on the changeup. Yeah, that probably cut the OPS in half on one at-bat by itself. So still, those numbers are outstanding. Bringing up Vinny Salvione. Trace Green, the pitcher from Walla Walla Community College. So one of the few guys that from Walla Walla CC staying in town for the summer. Salvione will take high. Threw quite a bit, 47 2/3 for the college, a 5.29 ERA, a 1.64 WHIP. Salvione takes a fastball outside. But while it's been a tough summer for Green, sometimes all it takes is just one out in to get things back on track. And a good start to it by getting Gurney. Salvione had the bloop single in the 6th inning. That at the time was the insurance run. Green working really quickly and Salvione forced to call time. Rio. Salvione takes a strike just at the top of the zone. This is the first time in quite some time, it appears, that fastball misses up. Salvione will go to first. Walla Walla's had these walk issues. Elks got gifted a win on Friday night by the Portland Pickles, where they gave up 13 walks and 4 hit by pitches. And tonight, they've given up those free passes. The Sweets have. That's their 6th walk. Trying to steal second. Salvione throw down there, not in time. Vinny almost slid all the way past the base, but he stays on. And that's a big 90 feet because it gives the Elks a chance at another. Salvione's first stolen base this summer. That's the Elks' second of the game. Stekenborg well out in front. 0-2. Fouls it away. I believe this is Trace Green, who we have on our roster as number 26. I know on the scorebug it says Gabe Braybeck, but I'm going with Green. We'll see. The roster we have has Trace Green. Oh-2. Misses down and away. Okay, apologies on our front. Our roster has, this is number 26, but this is Gabe Brayback. So disregard everything I've said statistically so far, as that's flied to center and caught by Kane. Salvione will stay at second. Yeah, that's funky. The roster in the West Coast League site has this as Gabe Brayback, but right here on the one I got in front of me, it says Trace Green. Nine-hole batter, Will Goodman, will take high. With all these new faces coming in for the Elks, they've had the ability to move a guy like Goodman down in the order. And they've still had a lot of success with him. A quiet night so far, though, with 2 strikeouts. Goodman takes a heater low. Goodman then the top, Sasidko and Miller after him. Brayback comes set. Dancing off a second, Salvione. Goodman chased. Reference to their stats, this is Brayback's first outing with the Walla Walla Sweets, so a chance to get some action in a slanted game late. Brayback from Gonzaga University, the 6'2", 195-pound righty. Originally from Ashland, Oregon. 3-1. Just 12 innings from Brayback, but both of these two folks, Goodman and Brayback, in the same conference in the WCC. Goodman walks. Those free bases continue, but with the open base. No harm for Walla Walla. Now it's Dimitri Sasidko. Maybe some extra cheers for number 14 after his outstanding base running, where not only he tripled, and this was after an 0 for 3 night, but he stole home. You watch baseball for a long time. I mean, only remember maybe a handful of players stealing home. It takes timing, precision, speed, all of the above. Sitko takes high. Salvione on second, Goodman on first. 6-3 Elks, 8 hits to just 7 for Walla Walla. Big swing and a miss. Take a look back at that sequence. It started with the triple deep to left center field. Kane gave it a look, so did Rogers. Looked like it might have been a homer off the bat. And Dimitri just kept running. And then he swiped home. And look at the slide. Spectacular. That perfect angle of Sasidko doing his best Aqua impression with the swim move. Boosting that average back up after a quiet night. Ace Miller waiting on deck. Dimitri pops it up. Shallow center field. Young going out. Rogers coming in. But Young makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. Couple of walks, but the Elks cannot cash in. Josh Jackson coming in a save spot when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Top of the ninth, and it's Josh Jackson, the new pitcher in the ballgame for the Elks. Happy to have Josh back. 6.4 ERA. That doesn't tell the full story, though. 1-0 with a 1 whip. A win against the top of the order. First pitch slider misses in tight. Peyton Knowles, Trevor T, Gage Reeser. Walla Walla hoping for more after that. Knowles 1 for 3 with a triple. No, Heater misses away. Jackson's had a couple of outings where it hasn't gone his way, but for the most part has been one of the more reliable relievers on the Bend Elks, hailing from Eagle Point, Oregon, from Umpqua Community College. Gets the call on the inside corner. And for a while, was getting a whole lot of swing and miss. Seeking to get back to that identity. Has 12 strikeouts on the Summers. That's fouled away. And that funky low 3/4 arm delivery, so tough to pick up. Outstanding stuff. Big pause and the 2-2 to Knowles. A grunt on 88 that's tapped foul. No race this late. Just Bend Elks bat boy getting it done. I mean, we see another gold helmet. No love for it. Big first out. Josh Jackson to the fastball. And gets the swing through. He just tied up Peyton Knowles. Bringing up Trevor T. Last time that Jackson threw was June the 13th against Corvallis. Did not allow a run. Jackson goes to that filthy off speed that's called a strike. One for 4 with an RBI single. 0-2. Jackson making these Walla Walla hitters think, because T just chased a fastball in the other batter's box. Set it all up with that off speed, working horizontally. Looking to add on to that rough night that T's had. Does have the hit, though. Check swing. Appeal. Did not go. Had to pitch the waist, though, Josh Jackson did. And a good location there. Another night where the story has been the pitching. Even though the Elks have pushed across 6 runs, the effort from the staff has been impeccable. 2-2. Although most fans have cleared out, the ones that have stayed, looking for the Elks to get over the hump and get a dub. 3-2. And now nowhere to put Jackson where he has to come in. Still the 3-run lead, but don't want to give Walla Walla any free base runners at this stage of the game. That big, deep breath from Jackson. The payoff. Second time that Trevor T has reached a 1-out walk. Bringing up Gage Reeser. There's an arm tossing in the Elks bullpen just in case Jackson needs some help here in the ninth. Giving him some piggyback help. Reeser takes up and away. Looks like Diego Lovesy, St. Mary's commit from Glendale Community College. Two 2-0, and time is now called by Nate Snakenborg. As Josh Jackson has started to lose the strike zone. Kind of weird fashion, not what we expected from Jackson after that punch out to start the game. Or to start the out in the ninth. Salvione and Snakenborg both give him the knuckles and depart. Still a ground ball away from ending this ball game. Elks ended their night last night on a double play. 6-4-3 around the horn. Reeser was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Three 3-0. If Reeser were to reach, the tying run on deck and Sam Kane. Just searching within for some answers. And finds one there on the fastball. Just gets to the bottom of the zone. Jackson, a whole lot of talent. And it all is pieced together, can pitch at any level. Nubbed into right and through for a base hit. T moves up to second. That was capped off the end of the bat at 64. But it works. And the tying run is coming to the plate. This was just a thing off the end of the bat. And if Salvione is playing in his normal spot, it still might be a tough play to make just because of how softly it was hit. T on second, Reeser on first for Sam Kane, the cleanup hitter. Take down and outside. Sam Kane coming off a solid year at the University of Nevada, Reno. 1 for 3 with a walk, grounded out in his last at-bat. The team leader, though, in RBI with 17. He'll take low. And the one thing you can't do with a 3-run lead is start to lose your command. Jackson knows that more than anybody. But also, with Kane representing the tying run, you can't groove a pitch. Kane rips that foul. But he does get over the mound. Diego Lovesy's just keeping his arms warm, not the body. The hoodie on just the arms is an interesting choice. One I haven't seen. But pacing around, just looking to stay loose. Jackson's 2-1 with one out. Outside. Crowd wanted it, but that was considerably off the plate. Just need a ground ball. (3-1). Called a strike. Just got the outside corner, but a big one that changes the complexion of this at-bat. Already at 22 pitches with just one out recorded. 1 K, 1 walk. But these sweets are making them work. The payoff. Fouled away. Kane spoils it. Not in this cleanup spot for a reason is Sam Kane. Prolific hitter. Ball 4. Bases loaded, 1 out. The second walk of the inning. And Alan Cox is creeping out of the dugout. I think he's going to the bullpen. Wonder if he goes to Diego Lovesey here. We're waiting for the signal, and he will. Josh Jackson, his first appearance back with the Elks. He punches out the first batter he faces in Peyton Knowles. Then a walk, a single, and another walk makes this 9th inning interesting. Diego Lovesey is going to have to get out of a jam. Walla Walla, not done yet on the Bend Elks YouTube page. The biggest spot of this game coming up here at Genna. 6-3 Elks, bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the 9th. Diego Lovesey enters a 3.86 ERA, a 1.71 whip. And he'll face Landon Young. Young fouls away the first pitch. Lovesey committed to St. Mary's from Glendale Community College. Landon Young today. 1 for 4. Second year, though, with Walla Walla. 9 runs batted in. Oaks looking to turn 2 on a ground ball. 0-1, lined right at Salvioni. Catches it, throw to first. Not in time. But a big second out as the soft flare at 67 miles per hour to Salvione is caught. Massive second out. Just off the end of the bat. Good catch, step, and throw. That was close. But just not in time. Final chance for Walla Walla's Troy Osborne. Still the bases loaded, and you got to trust your catcher and Snake. Good job keeping that in front of him. Take another look at it. Beck stretching off the bag. Good call. He was safe. That heel hit in first before the ball went in the back of Beck's glove. Osborne chops it foul, 1-1. Diego Lovesey for these Elks hasn't been used a whole lot in these high leverage situations. Asking a lot out of him here. 5 Ks, 4 walks on the summer. Osborne 0 for 3 with a walk. Check swing did not go, and a hitter's count for Osborne. T on third, Reeser on second, Kane on first, and the entire Elks dugout starting to rock. A sort of ritual to help out Diego Lovezy. Ground ball, softly, back up the middle, through for a base hit. T comes in to score. Right behind him is Gage Reeser, and it's a 1-run ball game. A soft ground ball sneaks through the middle. And for Troy Osborne, now 11 runs batted in on the year, picking up 2 in the 9th. Just right where the defense wasn't. Goodman gave it a look, but not enough. Both of those runs will go to Josh Jackson. Bo Stinson will pinch run at first for Osborne. Stinson was a late replacement last night in a similar spot as a base runner. So Leo Rivera playing his cards. Came in for Mateo Rickman a night ago. And the batter's Ethan Buckley. A base hit would tie this game. Elks had a 6-3 lead entering this inning. Kane on second, Osborne on first. Breaking ball, called a strike. That first pitch strike in a spot like this is major. Elks searching for their first win over Walla Walla this year. Down and away. They wanted it. Ethan Buckley, 9 runs batted in himself. Walla Walla as a team, top 5 in the league when it comes to driving in runners on base. And they've done it in the 9th. Fastball, grounded. Beck corrals it at first. Flip to the covering Lovezy in time. Cam Beck, the story of Wednesday night, with the bat and with the glove. And he saves the game for the Elks. 6-5 the final. You can now take a deep breath in a game that came down to the wire. One that the Elks almost let slip away, but they improved to 500 at home and have finally beaten the Walla Walla Sweets in their 5th try. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Aiden O'Neill, thanks so much for joining us. Happy to join you after a win. The Elks get it done 6-5. They were out hit somehow by Walla Walla, 9 hits to 8, just because of the way those later innings unfolded. But it shouldn't have come down to that. A 6-3 lead in the 9th inning, you're supposed to just shut the door. But Walla Walla, they continued to battle back, and a great job by Diego Lovezy when it came down to it. Get in the final outs. Josh Jackson, who's normally one of the Elks' best relievers, just had a rough night. Punched out Peyton Knowles to start off the frame on that fastball on the inner third. He then walked, and then Reeser singled on that capper to the right side. Nobody was there. Sam Kane walked. The bases were loaded. And then this is Landon Young's line out actually to Vinny Salvione. Was caught there, threw it to first, couldn't backpick the runner. And then Troy Osborne grounded one right back where it came from, a 2 RBI single, made it 6-5. And it made it so Walla Walla on a single. If that gets by Beck, The game is tied, but he becomes a catcher, corrals it in his body, and keeps the Elks lead in the balance. Our bull of the game is no doubt Cam Beck, because whether it was with the bat at the beginning of the game, the timely dig in the 8th inning saving Vinny Salvione from an error, or the play at the end, it had Beck written all over it. Every stitch of that game was about him. And he's been coming around, not a ton of playing time at Oregon State, but getting that opportunity here. And for the first time, we kind of saw it all come together, which was satisfying. Let's take a look back at Beck, because when it came to the big swing or the double, he really did it all in the first inning, had the RBI. In the third, had the homer. And he just kept it rolling. This was the big fly. Knew it off the bat, 430 feet to left center field. Absolutely smoked. And an Elks team that hasn't had a lot of long balls, it felt good to finally get another one at Genna. And then Dmitry Sisidko. That insurance run. The Elks at that time were up 5-3. You might not have thought anything of patting that lead on more. But this steal ended up being the difference. And just the pure athletic ability to pull that off is jaw-dropping from Sisidko. I could watch it 1,000 times over. But Cam Beck, look at how he used his left side of his body to stop that sliding over. And then a great job, the wherewithal by Diego Lovesy on the PFP to move over and cover first. What a game. The beauty of summer ball is any given night, anything can happen. And the Elks are happy to say that they improved to 10-14 on the season. Big win, now 7-7 at home. Walla Walla now to 16-13, still in second in the West Coast League South. But you finally beat the Sweets. Now a chance to take the series tomorrow. Your final lines, 6 for the Elks, 5 for the Sweets, 9 hits for Walla Walla, 2 just 5 for Bend. They out-hit him. And then the Elks had that one error by Brady Pettit, none for the Sweets. They didn't let it come back to bite them. And a big win on a Wednesday night. For my producer, Pierce Gordon, I'm Aiden O'Neill signing off. We will see you tomorrow for the rubber match. Until then, good night and soak this one in, because winning in baseball is tough. We'll see you tomorrow.